Flowers and snakes, oh my, oh my. With a touch of class and a bad girl edge. How could you go wrong? Are you in? Because I am. Alrighty then, we are going to start out with these 2XL nails, and we are going to do some, what's it called? It is some milky white. That's going to be the base of our nails. Now I'm going to do probably 2 coats on each one of these. And I don't know if you noticed, but here lately I've been doing quite a few of the milky white nails. But I want to kind of show the versatility of this color. And, you know, it can be both goth, it can be classy, it can be whatever you want it to be. So I didn't want these to be the stark raving white. So we're going to go and mellow that white out with some milky jolly white. So I started out this set with the intentions of it looking one way, and yeah, I wound up changing my mind after the fact, and I actually go back and change the design later. However, I do not record the change in the nail design, but you will see it at the very end. So if you let me know when you get to the end which design you like better, the first one or the second one. Because I was being crazy indecisive with this set, and I don't know. I started out in one direction, and then the direction just like shifted on me all of a sudden, and I don't know. I guess it happens. Have you ever had that happen with a nail set? Because, yeah. Anyway, so we are going to use some stickers and some decals, and then we're going to go in with some chromes, which at some point I do end up changing to a black. I did leave some of the chrome on. Because it was bleeding, so I left the chrome where it bled to have a little bit of chrome sparkle, but then I changed the line work to black, so it'll be somewhat chromy, and then it'll have black underneath over top of the chrome. So let me know what you think about that. So what I'm doing is I'm going to do 2 layers of the white, and then I'm going to go back and fill in my Frenchy color, my soft pink nude color that I made out of Born Pretty products. I believe I'm going to be using mostly Born Pretty for this set, and y'all just bear with me. I have been indecisive the last few days. I've been having these weird headaches, and I think it's due to the heat. The heat has really been messing with me, so I do apologize if I start rambling, because yeah, it has definitely been a thing for me for probably the last week after this heat wave. Gosh, it needs to go. I'm so over it. Anyway, I am going to do I'm not sure if I did 2 coats or 3 coats of this nude pink. I might have done 3. I'm not sure. I cannot remember. I did this set like a week ago, and you know how that goes. You forget what you do. Anyway, so I'm going to do that, and then I'm going to go over the whole nail with some top coat and do a full cure on that, which is a full cure is 60 seconds for Born Pretty for the majority of their polishes. So we're going to go do the full cure, and then we are going to start with some decals and some stickers. Now, when I do stickers, of course, I use a pair of tweezers to pull them off the paper. But then when I do decals, most of the time I cut the decal off the page that it's on, and then I use water and a stamper to take the decal off of the paper. And doing it that way, it makes the decal a lot easier to place, and when you take it off the paper, it's not it doesn't wrinkle up and get stuck to itself and all that silliness. So it actually does help to, if you're using decals, to use a jelly stamper to work with them. I'm sorry, I'm a little bit tongue-tied. And Tucker is sitting on my table and he keeps kicking my phone while he's cleaning himself. So if the phone falls, I'm sorry. We can blame it on Tucker. Anyway, I'm going to go ahead and jump off here. I'll let you watch let you watch and listen to some music. And I may or may not jump back in. Okay, so here is where we start having some design changes, and I do mean abrupt design changes. I originally was going to do a 3D with these, and I got to putting it on the nail, and I was like, wait, whoop, no, turn around and do something else because it wasn't working for me. Straight off the bat, it just wasn't working for me. So I do a couple of lines and then I turn around and I wipe it off so we can go another direction. Now I actually do this quite a bit, and part of the reason why this happens is because when I first start a set, 9 times out of 10 I have no idea what I'm going to do. It's a spur of the moment kind of thing. So the only thing I really had planned on this set was the decals and the stickers. Other than that, I hadn't thought any further than that of what I was going to do. And I couldn't just leave it with just that because it felt so empty. I mean, just the decals by themselves, it just, I don't know, it was not hitting. There was no spice, no fun, no pizzazz. You all know I love my pizzazz and my fine details, and this just wasn't having it. And for some reason, the 3D just wasn't jiving for me. After I painted it on, I was like, nah, this has got to come off. I've got to do maybe this nail. I did this basically the same design, but I did it without the 3D. The 3D, I don't know what was up with it. Normally I like 3D, and it just wasn't working for me with this time. I don't know. Anyway, here is where I changed and I decided to go with a white instead. So my base color will be white, and then a little black as well. But I'm going to go ahead and let me know if you like this version when I use the white with the chrome, or if you like it after I decide to change the chrome into black. Let me know which one looked better. Really and truly, I was being so indecisive with this set that I don't know. It's the gold was very subtle and girly, and I think the black was very edgy. It just put this little twist on it that, like, you wouldn't expect on a kind of girly type of nail. Classy. I don't know if you call these classy, but yeah. Anyway, I'm going to go ahead and let you watch. Let me know which one you like better. And until next time, sending love, hugs, and blessings. Bye-bye.